Question: you have a house to sell. Should you sell it on your own, or should you hire a real estate agent and pay a 5 or 6% commission? Wouldn't it maybe just be best to save all of that money and sell the home yourself? Well, according to the statistics, it's maybe not the best route to try and sell your home on your own and forgo using a real estate agent. Now you may be thinking, how is that the case? I mean, why would I not want to save 6% commission, put that money in my pocket? I don't have to deal with real estate agents. I have more money and life is just great. Well, the National Association of Realtors, who basically does a whole bunch of studies on buyers and sellers and everyone that's buying real estate for an entire year, found out that on average, people that sell their homes on their own without an agent sell the home for about 5.5% to 26% less than if they had used an agent to sell their home. And this is data from 2020. And they've also found that since 1981, when people were selling their houses on their own 15% of the time, that number dropped to just 8% by 2020. And maybe you're thinking that these homes are just selling for less because people aren't able to get an accurate value on their home, so they're just listing it for sale for much less than the market would typically go for. Well, the National Association of Realtors, NAR, I'll call them from now on because that's a mouthful, they actually found that people selling their homes on their own are listing their homes for 2% more than market value. So what gives? And before we talk about why that is, you may be thinking, well, that's 2020 data. What about 2021? Well, we actually found in 2021 that 90% of everybody who sold a house used an agent, and only 7% sold the home on their own. And then there was 3% in the other category, so not really sure what happened to those ones. And the NAR also found in 2021 that the average home that was sold by the owner sold for $260,000 versus the average agent sold home that sold for $318,000. That's about an 18% difference just from using an agent. And although 56% of homes sold by the owners sell within about 2 weeks, that's largely due to the fact that most of the owners that are selling the homes themselves actually know the buyer ahead of time. So it makes that whole process really easy. And we know with all statistics and data that it's never going to be 100% accurate. And how are they getting this data to begin with? How are they actually comparing homes sold by the owners versus homes sold by the agents? Well, what they're doing is they're actually taking a neighborhood or a city or a specific geographical area, and then they're looking at all the homes and how many homes have been selling in that area. Say, for example, there's a suburb in Dallas and about 100 homes are selling there every single month. That's a lot of homes, and so that would make a good sample size. And then they would just see how many of those homes are being sold by agents versus those that are being sold by the owners. And typically, if you're going with the average, you're gonna have about 7 of those homes every month that are being sold by the owners. And then they're gonna compare the prices of those 7 homes that sold by the owners versus the prices of the 93 homes that were sold by the agents. And obviously as well, they're gonna wanna make sure that they're in the same bedroom and bathroom, same square footage, really ideally the same neighborhood. And they're gonna try and make sure that everything is identical as possible so that the data is as clean as possible. But after doing that, they did find that 18% difference is what you can see when you sell a home on your own versus with an agent. Now, I'm definitely biased because I'm a real estate agent myself and I know we provide a great service, but definitely you may be thinking as someone who owns a home and maybe you're thinking about selling it, why go with an agent versus just selling it yourself? Well, I'll ask you, would you rather make 18% more money if that means that you have to pay a 6% commission to the agent? That means you're still gonna net 12% more than if you just sell the home on your own. And a lot of people selling their own homes are gonna pay a 3% commission to a buyer's agent anyway. So realistically, you're not gonna save 6% commission, you're only gonna save about 3%, which means that effectively you're losing 21% of the value of your home by not using an agent. Sounds kind of crazy, but that's what the numbers say. And since most sellers wanna sell it on their own in an effort to save money, then according to the statistics, you would be way better off just using an agent to maximize your dollar amount for your home. So how is it that agents are selling homes for so much more than sellers? I mean, we have a hot market right now. Can't just anyone sell a home? Well, one of the main reasons that the homes are gonna sell for less is because you just have less eyeballs on the house. A lot of people looking to buy a home on Zillow are gonna see all of the agent listed homes, and they're not typically gonna see the homes sold by the owners. And also, since most buyers work with an agent, those agents are gonna take their clients to the homes sold by agents because Honestly, it's just a lot easier to deal with another agent than it is to deal with the owner. Personally, as an agent, I've never had a great experience working with someone trying to sell their home on their own. I've had this experience multiple times with clients of mine where they've seen a house that they really liked, and that home was a for sale by owner. So what I've done in every one of those occasions is I've reached out to the owner to see if they would be willing to pay a 3% commission in the case that my client buys their home. And in every one of those cases, they've said no. And so then I've just responded and told them, well, thank you very much for your time, but we're gonna go see some other houses. And then I've told my client that if they're willing and wanting to go see that house, they definitely can. They'll just have to coordinate with the owner because they don't wanna work with agents, and I, for one, don't work for free. And in every one of those situations, my clients say, all right, no big deal. We're just gonna go find a different house. And we did. And so it really just comes down to supply and demand. As a seller, you want the most eyeballs on your home. You want that supply to be looking at your home all the time. The supply is the buyers, and you want as many of them interested in your home as possible. But the thing is, the supply, the buyers, they're really going to be interested and mainly seeking the home sold by agents because many of them are working with agents already, and it just makes the whole process a lot simpler for the agent to look on the MLS and send the listings to their client versus scrolling through FSBO.com and trying to find obscure properties to send over to their client. And because there is less demand for these for sale by owner homes, it just turns out that they sell for less money. So if you're someone looking to sell your home on your own, I would take a hard look at selling it with an agent versus selling it on your own. If you don't trust me, go look at these numbers yourself, read all the statistics, and think to yourself, do you really want to deal with the headache of having to deal with all the paperwork, going through this entire process all on your own, just to make less money? When instead you could hire an agent, yeah, you're gonna pay commission, but statistically speaking, you're gonna make more money and you're not gonna have to deal with the headache of dealing with everything yourself. That's why you're paying the agent. And obviously, since you can't predict the future, you never really know if you're gonna make more or less money depending on the option you choose. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Thanks for watching.